opening funny.
You texting your mom again?
No, yours.
Oh.
Ha 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 ha. That's a good opening funny. We should use that. Welcome back to Dime Gaming Bros.
It's still Sober September.
It is still Sober September.
We're 3 days into it.
But I am drinking beer. Non-alcoholic beer. So if I have the entire 12-pack, it'll equate to like one Heineken.
I don't think it would even equal 1%. That's how math works.
These are supposedly under 0.5.
What? I thought they were like 0.1. 0.2, something like that.
I don't know.
Undetectable.
So I am drinking during an episode, but also not drinking during an episode.
Cheater.
Yes. You know what else is cheating? What you did this month.
I did a lot of gaming, though. I did a speed run of Xbox Game Pass because I don't think I talked about it on the main show. I sold my Switch and then picked up a competitor to the Steam Deck, but I didn't get an actual Steam Deck because I wanted something that could run the different programs like GOG or Epic Games or Game Pass. And this thing came with 3 months of Ultimate Game Pass for free.
Whoa.
I know.
I love free.
So, I played a whole bunch of Game Pass.
Pray do tell. I think I'm going to title this segment Jacob's Xbox Game Pass Extravaganza or something along those lines. I've been pondering titles all week.
His excellent Xbox Extravaganza.
I don't know. I'll be the determiner of that.
Then it sounds like a Bill and Ted's movie.
True. Ooh, nah, you're right. I might have to do that. Stop giving me good ideas. I'm supposed to be the funny one here.
You had the good idea. I just made it better. I guess I'll go in alphabetical order.
Okay. This is going to be very interesting. New format for the show.
LMNOPQRST. All right, so
I'm leaving that in.
I played another Crab's Treasure. I've seen a lot of good videos about it. It is you play as a crab.
I love crabs.
Under the sea. It's basically a cartoony Dark Souls. You're beating the shit out of other fishes because someone stole your shell. And it was very funny why they stole your shell. But you can use different shells or different items, different pieces of trash basically under the sea as your shell. And it gives you different perks depending on what you're using. I didn't even get that far. It ran kind of jank. Not because of the game, but because of what I was using. So I will probably pick up a copy of it for like my PlayStation or whatever. But
so you did not put the boot on your head.
I did not. No,
Dang.
I didn't even get to that point. I was still learning the mechanics. It opened up to an open world. Basically, I had to get to like the first boss of the game technically, and I didn't even get there. I was walking around the world and I was doing alright exploring. I was trying to not go to where I had to go to next because I like exploring first in games. It's just how I roll. Literally in Dead Space, I do the little clicky stick thing and it says turn left and I go no and I turn right because there's ammo and stuff over there. But yeah, I was getting my shit handed to me and it was running jank anyway, so I didn't get super far, but I will play it again at some point.
Dang.
Atomic Heart.
Ooh! You're not going to make this into a full review?
I only played an hour of it.
Damn.
Because it was one of a couple of games that was streaming only through Xbox Game Pass streaming, and their streaming is not up to par. It literally says beta all over the place because it does not work well.
Beta.
It is very jank.
Did you get to the part where the robots have the big butts?
I did not.
Oh.
I watched literally the hour of Russian propaganda of look at how awesome this is. This is BioShock but in Russia, but Russia is awesome instead of BioShock not being awesome, am I right? And then it was like, here's gameplay, and I'm like, good, I can finally turn this off. I've heard wonderful things. Again, I will buy a cheap copy of it when I find it. Because it looks cool. And definitely propaganda, though.
But Mick Gordon did the soundtrack and then donated all of the proceeds to Ukraine. So based, actually.
Wow. Did not notice.
Yes.
Out of alphabetical order, but on the same note, I tried playing Fable 1 because I really, really want to play Fable 1.
You need to understand my jokes about kicking chickens.
About it all the time, but again, bad streaming only.
How is that streaming only? It's like 20 years old.
I don't know. It literally says you can buy it instead for $35, and I say, fuck you, I no buy.
Yeah, you can buy it for like $4 at any used game store.
Exactly. So, I was literally getting motion sickness because I would like click the right stick one direction and then wait, and it would turn, and it's the only thing really that I've actually felt motion sickness on. It's incredible. Dang. Like how bad it was.
Jeez.
I got through the opening town segment where you have to do the nice couple of things and you learn about morality in the game and whatever. I ratted out the guy that's cheating on his wife. That was a lot of fun. I even stuck around and was like, yeah, I told her, bitch. And then the town gets invaded and the cinematic was choppy so bad that like conversations weren't making sense. I'm like, all right, I'm out. Oof. Can't do this. We'll buy again. I played Cocoon, which I've told you in passing that you should play because it looks like the easygoing puzzle game that you would kind of like. I forget the studio and what other games they've made, but they've made puzzle games like this that look good. There's no dialogue, and it's just fun, good-looking puzzles.
Ooh.
What?
Just, I looked it up, and yes, I agree. It looks neat.
Who is the studio?
Developer is Geometric Interactive. That makes sense for puzzle games. Geometry.
It's not ringing bells. I know they've done another game that's really cool and good.
They won the Game Award for Best Debut Indie Game last year for Cocoon, I think.
So anyway, you are a bug, and you find these magic marbles that hold worlds inside of them, and you have to like
Men in Black?
You can only drag one marble around and put them in the certain slots, and that opens doors or whatever, or you can jump into the marble, into the world inside of it, and then do puzzles inside of that, and then jump out of the marble, and then jump out of that marble, and you get, like, it's crazy complex. And I played a couple of hours of it, and then I got up to the point where I had 2 marbles, and I had to jump into one to unlock the other one, and I got lost. I couldn't figure out the puzzle, and I turned it off. Because I'm not smart.
Neither am I. I just force my way through puzzle games. It's not even on physical media yet.
Yeah, when it was
Damn.
like...
I don't even think it's going to come... So it's on all current gen.
Yes.
But I don't think it's getting a disc for Xbox. Lame.
I was able to play the 2D chess and a little bit of the 3D chess, but when it pulled out the 4D chess, I was like, nah, I'm not smart enough for this, and uninstalled.
Dude, you didn't watch enough Star Trek, the original series, bro.
It looks cool, though. It's really good. That was the first game I played on my new toy, and it was fun, and it looked amazing.
This does look really neat.
I played Dead Space 2 to completion. And
to completion.
It took me 4 sit-downs, I think. Maybe 5.
I love completion.
I was nervous that was going to be this month's review because it had been the only thing that I played, and that's why I'm copping out with the whole Xbox Game Pass speedrun thing, because I played a lot of this. It was a lot of fun. It was cool. I was kicking myself when it got scary because I was like, man, I just finished like 10 games in a row of scary games. I gotta play more scary games. I'm stupid. But this was really good.
So this is where we plug my review of this from like 6 months ago.
Shut up. You're wrong. It's not less good than Dead Space. It's about the same, maybe a hair better. What? Yes.
It's a hair lesser and different.
No.
It's A tier. It's A tier. Dead Space and Remake are S tier.
I don't know, man. I'd say it's more of the same of Dead Space, if anything. But there's also like a couple of new, smaller for sure, but a couple of new ideas in it. There's like the puzzle, especially that blew my mind, was like, you walk up to a door and it says, you're not the right guy, you can't go through this door, and you like get stuck there. I legit thought I had soft locked myself or broke the game or something until I realized I had to go into the other room and pick up the corpse from the bed and do the force pull thing and wave him in front of the door, and that put me through, let me into the door. That was great. A couple of good storytelling bits like that were not used in Dead Space 1, but it felt like a subtle progression in the storytelling.
And then you jam a needle in your eye.
There was a lot of eyeball poking in this game. You said, did you reach the eyeball part yet? And I was like, yeah, the lady that wasn't being nice to me lost her eye because the weird scientist guy poked her eye out or whatever. I don't know what you're talking about. It's fine. And then, like, 2 days later, I poked my own eye out and I was like, oh, that's what he was talking about.
The fact that you didn't know about that is impressive. Like, it's a very infamous scene.
Yeah. I think I've seen it once before, just a long, long time ago on the dark side of YouTube, but I don't know. It was Watch Mojo, probably.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was probably one of those that I probably saw this.
Why would you remind me of that dark time in my history?
Exactly.
Back before every, like when it was the only content farm around. Before everything became a content farm.
Exactly.
Oh. I can hear her voice in my sleep.
I enjoyed Dead Space 2 very much.
Did you play the DLC?
This weird thing where I jumped into the game and it said go to the store to get your inventory, and I had like every single gun and upgraded gun and suit and everything there. And I asked you if that was part of the base game or if it was like a weird Game Pass thing, because like my inventory was loaded and I don't know what was up with that, because I kept finding like blueprints for guns later and I'm like, don't I already have that gun in my inventory? It's very strange. I don't know what was up with that. So the game was easier, I think, than it was designed to be because of this weird glitch, if that's what it was. There's a couple of new enemy types. There are these toddlers, these screaming children, and it's definitely not somebody's fetish of like wanting to shoot up a school when they're picking up their kid because they're the screaming children. It's definitely not that at all.
No.
But yeah, it was weird that they died to one hit of any kind of damage at all.
Actual cannon fodder.
That felt like a weird balancing thing, because even the hand monsters, the tiny little crab hand things, are just more difficult cannon fodder than what these screaming toddler things were. Why are you making such strange faces?
I'm just looking through the Wikipedia page on something. Continue.
I think that's all I have to say about Dead Space 2. I did not play DLCs.
Damn.
I don't know if they were available.
You should. I like the DLCs. Or DLC. I don't remember if there's more than one. I don't remember. I remember liking it. I think it's extra missions.
Death's Door, which is a what do they call that? Top down. There's a bunch of games like it.
RTS?
No.
Run and gun?
There's a bunch of games like they have Souls in the title. It's not Dark Souls like, but it's basically a boss rush game. I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, you have like very basic combat skills. You have a punch and an arrow that you can shoot, and you're going through the world. I got a friend that said it was great, and I was trying to play through the first level, but it had this weird thing, I guess it's part of the game, where it just kept spawning enemies like endlessly, and it was hard. It was really hard. You can only take like 3 hits or whatever, and just the constant wave of enemies. I don't know if it was a bug. I don't think so. I think the game is just designed to be hard at that point to make you tougher, but it was too hard. It wasn't hitting me in the balls, and I did not like. So I moved on. It's probably a good game, like my friend said it is, but it didn't Didn't do it for me. Meh. I moved on. I tried playing Diablo 4
Oof.
because I don't want to buy it, so I might as well just play it for free through Xbox Game Pass. It seems fine. I didn't have it on WoW graphics, and I would want it on WoW graphics. It looked
like shit.
Cheesy on less than WoW graphics. The 3D character just didn't look right. The upgrade tree was cool. It seemed like it's more complex than 3, which is literally, do you want this or that? There were like actual some choices. It was trying to do the big star path upgrade tree, like the free-to-play one that everybody loves so much better, Path of Exile. It was trying to spoof that upgrade tree, I think, which made it, again, better than 3, but still not quite 2. Yeah, I played a couple hours and I was like, it seems okay for now. It seemed weird to me that once I got an ability unlocked, it automatically assumed that that was the attack that I wanted to do instead of swinging my big knife weapon at enemies. I don't know if that was just me being dumb or if it was part of the game, but I searched everywhere in the menus trying to just swing a hammer at bad guys, and I couldn't get it. And I didn't like that. It just had the feeling of like Diablo is being outclassed by so many other games. I could play this if it was staring me in the face, like right there, but I have so many better options. I don't want to play this, and it didn't look great. So, again, I moved on.
Stinky.
Yeah, I've heard that it doesn't get better, it gets worse. It gets very grindy later in the game. Like, not much later. I played Evil West, which I've seen. It made some waves when it came out. I think it got buried by another game, like a AAA game that released at the same time, that was like everybody wowed over. But Evil West has gotten a lot of cult love. It plays kind of like a God of War, but it's like an alternate history of the Wild West, which is pretty cool.
Is it more or less racist than it was? The important questions. The people need to know.
It's probably racist against the monsters, I guess? I don't even remember what kind of monsters it is. It's been a while since I did this. You have gun abilities, but you also have Fist of Doom abilities. You can just punch and juggle bad guys, and you have to do combos and use your close combat and ranged attacks to keep yourself safe and like juggle the crowd, basically. It seems cool. I have played, I'd say, about 6 hours of it, and I think it's like a 30-hour game. I'll stick with this one and see how it goes. I'm still like unlocking skills and abilities in the story. So, what else more do I want to say with that? Yeah, it feels very God of War, more like old school God of War, I'd say. Like maybe God of War 3 if I had to compare it to anything. Because there's like chests of money or pieces of upgrade things. I don't know. It's the best comparison I have, and it's fun.
Neat. I will add it to my list.
The last game I played is the one that I spent the most time with. Haha! I played Neon White, which is...
How can white be neon? Explain that to me, libtard.
It is angelic.
Fine. I accept this.
Neon White has definitely made some waves in all of the gaming channels that I pay attention to. You are dealing... I'm going to butcher the story, because honestly, I didn't pay attention. Something about angels, and God's a dick, and heaven's forces, and you gotta kill the demons to gain favor in heaven, but it doesn't mean anything, so why even bother? I don't know. The story was the worst thing by far in the game. I hated it. I tried so long to pay attention. I got about a third of the way in, and it was like, I do not care anymore. Conversations go on for so long. It is the worst stereotypical anime conversations ever. You have the screaming child girl screaming. You have the lustful adult woman just edging you into oblivion for no reason. You are the most doomer guy. Why can't I get the women's? You have the most dude bro guy being like, dude bro, why can't you get the women's? It is the most anime thing I've ever seen. I wondered when I first started playing the game.
This guy's played Genshin Impact.
No. I wondered when I first started playing the game why, as soon as a conversation started, it prompts you in the top left corner to press X to fast forward through all of it. And then an hour into it, I realized, because there's just so much dialogue, and it is so very annoying. But the gameplay is incredible. It is teaching you how to speedrun games.
What?
Yeah. It is like super addicting. You have very short levels filled with a set number of demons in a certain spot. These aren't demons from Doom. They're just blobs, basically, of different shapes and colors. And
I love blobs.
They have different abilities, and different weaknesses and strengths and whatever. You are trying to reach the end as fast as possible. You have to kill every demon in the level, and you're trying to basically break the level. They have stairs and whatever that you can run, or you can use your abilities. You can pick up guns. Guns are cards, technically. Don't cringe. It's not a card building game. You can have two different types of gun cards, and you can have up to 3 of the same card, I think. So you can hold 6 cards, but it's only 2 different types of guns. You can swap guns with the right bumper. Each card has a set number of ammo. So like the pistol you can shoot 6 times, or the sniper rifle you can only shoot twice before it burns the card up. You can also choose to burn the card instead of shooting the gun, and that gives you a mobility ability. So like the pistol is a double jump if you burn the card instead of shooting the gun, or the shotgun is like a dash in mid-air or wherever you're looking at, basically, instead of shooting the shotgun. So it's a puzzle of trying to figure out what the developers want you to do, like the first time you run the level, to get to the end and kill everything, but then you rerun it many times to try to figure out how to break the level, whether that's what the developers wanted or not, as like the alternate path, the faster path to reach the end and kill everything in a faster time than what you had. There's 3 different levels of medals for like completion speeds, which levels you up faster. Leveling up really just unlocks story stuff, as far as I could tell. It doesn't give you any extra abilities or anything. There are gifts hidden through the levels that you can go back to heaven and give gifts to all your annoying anime friends and unlock more story stuff to figure out how you got here, how you died, what happened in your past life, whatever.
This is sounding similar to Enter the Gungeon a little. in terms of gameplay to understand dead person backstory elements.
I don't think so.
Whatever you say, Chief.
It was just extremely addicting trying to get 0.4 seconds off my time.
Oof.
Like, I loved it. I had a blast actually playing the game instead of having to sit through so much story and dialogue and whatever. I wanted more of that. There were a couple of boss fights that were really annoying, but it was important to teach you how to play the game better. I don't even know like how much more to talk about. There's these chests, these treasure chests that you can break open, and that gives you a card, but later there's trap chests that shoot a bullet in every direction, just flat on the surface that it's sitting on. So like you can't just walk up to it and hit the box because then it'll shoot you. You have to like shoot it and jump over the bullets that are gonna come towards you. But the developers also use those to like open doors behind the chest so that you can shoot it from far away as you're dashing through midair through the doors that just broke open because you shot the chest and killed the demon that you have to kill anyway to get to the end of the level. There's these big balloon demons that you just jump on and like spiral through the air because there's like 30 of them going up to the top of a tower or something. There's just the rocket launcher launches rockets when you shoot it.
Damn.
But also the burn ability lets you have like a sticky hand grapple hook ability that lets you grapple through the levels, which is super cool. Like, it's so much management of what kind of gun is in your inventory or is equipped, and like swapping what gun you need for the double jump or to shoot snipe the guy from far away. It was really cool. It was really complicated near the end.
How many hours have you put into this?
8 maybe? 12? And I beat the whole game. A third of the way through, I definitely just skipped all the conversation. I did not care. Very cringe. That's my... Ugh. I wanted the gameplay because it was like crack. But the story brought it down so bad.
Nani?
Giving gifts to the different characters unlocked challenge levels. So, one character, like, because of her character, all of her challenge levels had spikes everywhere, and like you only had teeny tiny little safety pads to land on. Another character, you couldn't use the gun mobility ability. You could only shoot the gun, which was hard to like stop using everything in the gameplay mechanics for these challenge levels because you're so used to like, oh, I have the pistol, I can just double jump here and I'm dead. Like, crap. I have to actually just regular jump and hope I make it to the end. So I definitely missed out on those by no longer caring about the story because I stopped getting all the gifts, but I had a blast. I strongly recommend Neon White.
I will add it to my list.
Those are the games that I actually successfully played. I tried playing Scorn, which was it's H.R. Geiger, but not actually H.R. Geiger. And we do a lot of gross body stuff in a walking simulator, but there's no actual gameplay, really.
That's a description.
It did not go over well when it came out. It's only like 6 hours long, and they charged $40 or $50 when it came out.
Ooh.
Yeah. But apparently it looks amazing. I couldn't get it to run well. It was... I even instead of just streaming it, I even downloaded it, and it just bogged down wicked hard. It was like 8 frames per second. I was like, no, cannot play. Unplayable. So maybe if I find it in the $5 bin for PlayStation or something. I tried playing Alice Madness Returns, and EA said after downloading the game, fuck you, it no work. I don't know why.
That's awesome.
So I tried uninstalling and reinstalling and checked the files, be like, why? You know, download right. Fuck you, it no work. Sorry. So I will try that maybe on my Puda and see if I can get it to actually run, because people rave about it. It's a weird, clunky 2006 or 2008 horror game with Alice in Wonderland, and it's weird, and it was rushed, and it's not perfect, but it's great, apparently. And I want to understand why, because I don't right now. I played Bolt Gun. I forgot about this.
That's a title.
It's a Warhammer 40k game, subtitled Bolt Gun. You are a space marine, and it's a boomer shooter. I played through, I don't know, a quarter of it last night. I actually bought this one, but it is on Game Pass, so I'm going to talk about it for now. I'll probably be reviewing it next month, more in depth, but it is a lot of fun. It was surprisingly hard, because in like the final arena of each level, because it would be like I was blasting my way through it. It was easy with just the starter pistol for a lot of it, but then like the final arena would start, and there would be so many spawn-ins in a random order. Some enemies like spawned in right behind me and would just light me up the ass. So I died a couple of times in those arenas, but once I figured out like a safe corner to try to like hold my own and then beat back the hordes until they all spawned in, and then just work my way through, it was fine. Having a lot of fun with that, and I plan to hopefully review it next month. My one complaint about Game Pass is that the menu sucks. They have like, here's what's new on Xbox Game Pass, and that's literally what came to Game Pass in the last 2 weeks. It doesn't show you more, it just only shows you those when you click on, yes, show me what is new. Or it says, here's what you can get from EA, and it only shows you that. It is such a pain in the ass to just see what games are actually on Game Pass. They don't have a button to be like, here's the library of games that you can just scroll through, like Netflix, because you're fucking bored and looking for something new. You have to
Honestly, who knows how the alphabet works anymore? Why would you ever want an alphabetized list?
Or just any kind of list. Just show me what you got. Don't just show me what's new this week. Because I know I've scrolled through it like Netflix because I'm fucking bored, and I've gone, oh, I'll play that eventually. But there's like no wish list or anything to set aside as far as I can tell. You have to just look at it and be like, that one. I will try that one today. Not happy. Pain in the butt. Like I say, I got 3 months of this for free. And I'm happy. I definitely got my money's worth. There's a whole bunch of games I want to try.
I got my money's worth. It was free. You could have gotten like a smack in the face, and it would have been worth the money that you got for it, because that would be free.
It depends on who's slapping me.
That's true.
Thank you. $20 a month for Ultimate. That includes EA and also Blizzard games. It's like $12 a month, I think, if you drop EA. Sounds worth it to me.
EA Sports. You didn't play Madden 08, you fucking imbecile?
No sport game. I have a list of games that I want to try still. I want to play the Lords of the Fallen that came out this year. I played the old school one a little bit, quite a bit. And I want to see the difference for myself, because this one came out and everybody went, meh. I'll probably play Spiritfarer, which looks like a cool, laid-back, easy-going game that is sad with its easy storytelling. It doesn't look like super story-heavy. You do the mindless job for like the 12 hours of gameplay, but then in the end, when the cat dies or whatever, you cry. Because the cat was there for the 12 hours. I don't know. It looks like one of those easy-going games that you would did.
Spoilers.
Very much.
No dead cats in my games.
Alice Madness Returns. I want to play Psychonauts.
Yes.
Because everybody raves about that. 1 and 2 are on Game Pass. I pulled it up trying to play it, and it soft-locked me because it was like, type in your name, and it wouldn't pull up the on-screen digital keyboard.
What the fuck?
So I have to actually plug in an actual keyboard to name myself to play the game.
That's great.
I want to play Dune Spice Wars. I tried it a little bit.
That's the new RTS, right?
That is actually a remaster of the old RTS. Yes.
Yes.
I'm not huge on RTSs or like those super in-depth
The games that make you smelly.
legit PC like tabletop board games like Total War.
Go
I have
outside.
a hard time with things like that. Like just the management sims, I don't get it.
Go outside. Here's a bar of soap.
And I might also try Ghostwire Tokyo because
That is also on my to-do list.
that did do pretty well. People said the spell slinging got old by the end of the game, but most of it's fun, so I'll probably try it.
Nice. And then next year, you're going to play all the Gears of War games with me, which are all on Game Pass.
Exactly, but we'll probably use your Game Pass and not mine.
This is true. Because I already have it.
I would have played...
I mean, I don't actually need the Game Pass because I have... Well, technically, I have Game Pass, but I have the base level one, which is the new version of what used to be just Xbox Live Gold.
Yeah.
And I also own all the Gears of War games anyways, but, you
Right.
know. Yeah, we're going to do it on mine.
I would have done all that, but I knew that coming up, we're going to play all the Gears of War together.
Yeah, that would be
So,
bad for your butthole. You would have been ruined. I need you fresh and tight for me to, ruin your life with Gears of War for 6 months.
I have played the first 3 chapters of Gears of War 1 like 4 times. And
We're going to make it a 5th.
just cannot stick to it or keep an Xbox in my possession long enough to finish the stupid game.
That's why you have to stop smuggling the drugs inside the Xboxes, you fucking idiot.
I want to play it.
Yes, we will.
Oh.
We will soon. It's soon.
Please don't make me play Gears Tactics.
No.
I suck it.
I'm not touching that with a fucking no. We're gonna play Gears 5, but we are not touching Tactics at all. There's a point of
Gears Tactics and Halo Wars. It's like I would love to be able to play these, but I can't.
And also, apparently, Tactics sucks. Outside of just the type of game, it's just bad.
My brain does not function with RTS games.
It's because you've taken a shower in the last month, you idiot. Try not showering and then not going outside.
I'm so glad you're going with that stereotype.
From RemedyGames.com.
Oh, we're going into the news.
Yeah, we're going into the news. There's some good stuff in the news. I wanted the boost before we go back to the negatives, and then I get to my positive. Okay?
I get to see you cry.
Wait, what?
You're gonna read yours, and then I'm gonna read mine, and you're gonna cry.
Sure. From RemedyGames.com, Remedy is thrilled as Finnish people can be, to announce that we are working together with Annapurna, who are co-financing the development of Control 2 and taking the Control and Alan Wake franchises to film, TV, and beyond. What does that mean for you, our dear fans? Above all, it means Remedy is able to make Control 2 exactly the game we want it to be, while we now also have an incredible partner to extend our IP to other mediums. We are also going to be publishing Control 2 ourselves. When I look at all the games we have in the pipeline, the future of Remedy is incredibly exciting. You can trust us to keep bringing you incredible video game experiences. The Control 2 development team is working full steam ahead on the game. We know you are eager for news on the game and Condor, but you are going to have to wait a while for that.
Did you say Concord?
No. That's the last part of the news. Remedy's creative director and executive producer on the Control franchise had this to say about the statement. We're super excited to get Annapurna on board. Annapurna's creative values align perfectly with ours, making them an inspiring partner for the journey ahead. We at Remedy have been working on Control 2 for a while already. It's looking amazing, and we feel Annapurna is the perfect partner to work with as the game development is moving forward towards production and eventually across the finish line. The finish line. You get it?
Because they're from Finland?
Yes. We did manage to get a hold of creative director Sam Lake on his well-earned vacation from getting Alan Wake 2 done to comment the following. I am absolutely thrilled by this opportunity to expand the story of Alan Wake and our whole Remedy-connected universe to mediums beyond games, and to build all of this in close collaboration, games, film, TV, and other mediums, as well as one unified vision. I trust Annapurna are the perfect partner for us to make this dream come true. This is quite a unique partnership, and we're very proud to continue as an independent studio with full creative ownership of 2 of our most beloved franchises. We're very excited to see what we can achieve weave together with Annapurna and expand the Remedy connected universe even wider. So it's really big, but also really vague. It can mean a billion different things. Mostly it means money, which is good. But it also means that we might not be getting adaptations anymore. They might not be, oh, we're going to get an Alan Wake TV show. It might just mean that we're getting, like, in-universe, this is just some stuff over here, which, in terms of, like, television for video game stuff recently, has been the best approach. Like, Arcane and Fallout and fucking Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Like, just doing another thing that's connected but in canon is seemingly working out really well. It could also mean that they're just going to adapt stuff, which would be cool and fine. And if they do that, then just hire the fucking actors, because they literally do live action segments. And this could also mean that we're going to get even more live action and motion capture stuff, because now there's a company that does film and TV working with them. So bigger.
I wonder also if it's going to affect the in-game cinematics, because it would just make everything more coherent if they do the same thing as whatever the TV show or whatever is doing.
Also, I just want to see, I just want Night Springs just as a TV show with no direct connection. There aren't even Easter eggs. It's literally just the Twilight Zone. That would be fucking awesome.
This is my one bit of news. From Bloomberg.com. The entire staff of Annapurna Interactive, the video game publishing division of Megan Ellison's Annapurna studio, resigned this month following a dispute with its owner. Annapurna Interactive President Nathan Gary and his team had been negotiating with Ellison, the daughter of billionaire Larry Ellison, to spin off the video game division as an independent entity. When Ellison pulled out of the negotiations, Gary and other executives resigned and were followed by around 24 other staffers. All 25 members of the Annapurna Interactive team collectively resigned. Gary and the group said in a joint statement, "This was one of the hardest decisions we have ever had to make, and we did not take this action lightly. Our top priority is continuing to support our developer and publishing partners during this transition," Ellison said in a statement to Bloomberg News. "We're committed to not only our existing slate of games, but also expanding our presence in the interactive space as we continue to look for opportunities, blah, 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 blah." New president Hector Sanchez has told developers that the company will honor existing contracts and replace staff who have left, according to people who asked to not be identified because the conversations were private. Sanchez, originally a co-founder of Annapurna Interactive, was brought back last month. Annapurna's video game division has developed a reputation for publishing critically acclaimed titles made by small teams, racking up awards with games such as Outer Wilds, not Outer Worlds, Outer Wilds, Stray, and Cocoon. Cocoon, you say?
Yes. Cool thing about this is it has no effect on the previous news because they're different parts of the company.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, no.
So what
This is the video game part just imploded. Also based as fuck. Negotiations aren't going well. The entire team walks out. That's great. Oh, I love that for them.
I thought it affected the last bit of news, and I was like, I thought
I triple checked.
I was going to watch you spiral.
Nope. No, I triple checked. Remedy actually made a statement. They're like, guys, we know that the back-to-back news was confusing. It has nothing to do with us.
That's good.
Thankfully.
But I thought at first, and Spencer was like, what? I'm pulling the trigger right now.
Yep. With the light bullet for my brain.
Yeah, it's actually just a light switch that he flicks back and forth.
Oh, I'll flip somebody's light switch.
There isn't even a dimmer. It's just the click clack.
From Minecraft.net. A first look at the Minecraft movie. Grab some popcorn and watch the teaser trailer. Ready to dig into a no adventure? No. Take a first look at the Minecraft movie in the teaser trailer and feast your eyes on the overworld as if you've never seen it before.
More like I'm gonna grab a bunch of Rotten Tomatoes, am I right?
True. A Minecraft movie, horrible title, is directed by Jared Hess, best known for 95 Senses and Nacho Libre and My Edition and Napoleon Dynamite, and stars Jason Momoa, Jack Black, as well as Emma Myers, Danielle Brooks, Sebastian Eugene Hansen, with Jennifer Coolidge. Get a glimpse into the adventure that awaits and the friends you'll meet in our first ever motion picture coming in 2025. Four misfits, Garrett, the Garbage Man Garrison, Henry, Natalie, and Dawn, find themselves struggling with ordinary problems when they are suddenly pulled through a mysterious portal into the overworld, the bizarre, blocky wonderland that we know and love, apparently. To get back home, they'll have to master this world and protect it from evil things like piglins and zombies too, while embarking on a magical quest with an unexpected expert crafter, Steve. The memes have been great. Together, their adventure will challenge all 5 to be bold and to reconnect with the qualities that make each of them uniquely creative, the very skills they need to thrive back in the real world. This looks like fucking dog shit. It's so bad. Oh my gosh.
Oh no, I accidentally forgot to watch the trailer.
If you've seen any of this still...
Oh, I have. I have seen stills and memes.
The memes are so good. Why isn't this fully animated, for one? 2, why is it just Jumanji? They're just doing Jumanji. Like, they're just, let's put real people in the Minecraft world instead of any other thing. And also, I hate to be this guy, I haven't played Minecraft consistently for probably 5 years now. Yeah. But I keep up with a good amount of stuff. There is an incredible amount of lore and actual stories in the game that you can string together, like using what's already there.
Weird. I didn't know.
But no, there's actual stuff in there. Not a lot, but like there are threads. Every major update adds a bunch of new stuff, and you can do the game theory and put together a bunch of shit about it. This has nothing to do with anything, and holy shit, I'm sorry, my opinion on Jack Black went from like the top
Didn't
tier.
You just say do stuff in canon but separate?
This isn't in canon. This isn't in canon, obviously. This went from, my opinion primarily of Jack Black, went from like, yay, cool, yay, to then Tenacious D broke up, and then Borderlands happened.
Wow, they're back together again. It was just a bit, probably.
I still don't care. The whole thing was retarded. And this, he is so actually just going for a paycheck in this.
So,
wait, am Steve.
Wait.
Kill me.
Wait. His useless appearance in Mandalorian didn't bother you?
It was fine.
No.
That was definitely one of the weakest episodes, but I didn't hate it.
Bro, I was just trying to get a paycheck.
I respect that, but like... This is, oh my gosh, it looks so bad. Not just because like the style doesn't look good and CGI bad and why are there live action characters and all the reasons, like every reason that could go wrong for this looks like it's going wrong, and I feel so bad for the director because he's he's directed some wicked funny movies. I just rip. But next point of news is a positive.
At least he tried to like sound like Claptrap in Borderlands. It's not entirely his fault Borderlands sacked.
No, but I can still be mean because he's a millionaire and he went, I am Steve.
I was just trying to get a paycheck.
Okay, but like after a point, fuck you. The next point of news is actually kind of old news, but it's been resurfacing because of recent discourse, so I wanted to bring it back up again.
Also from Minecraft.net, Netflix and Minecraft do a thing. An all-new Blocktastic series is in the making. I hate shitty journalism.
It's not really journalism if they're reporting it themselves. Minecraft and Netflix are doing an animated show that looks like Minecraft.
There's just a whole bunch of opinion. We're thrilled to announce that we've joined forces with Netflix to produce an animated series set in our blocky universe. The series will tell an original story with new characters and reflect the world of Minecraft in a new light. So it has ray tracing. It is currently in development by the talented studio Wild Brain, all one word, creators of Sonic Prime, Ninjago: Dragon's Rise, and Carmen Sandiego, and will debut exclusively on Netflix.
And the teaser trailer actually looks like Minecraft.
Wow.
Yeah, so just looping background. This is like 6-month-old news, but then everyone went right, oh, right, that's the thing. And then Netflix was like, we should remind everyone that we're doing something that's entirely separate so we don't get like attached to this dog shit pile of whatever the fuck this movie is going to be. So
I mean, everybody's been saying about the movie announcement, like, why the hell didn't you just animate this? It'd be so much better.
No point. From Kotaku.com. This one's for you, PlayStation.
Aww.
After months of waiting, theory crafting, getting hyped over... Wait. Never mind, sorry, this one's not for you.
You're special.
Shut up. From Kotaku...
Who edits this?
Me. Did you watch the trailer for this?
Sonic 3?
Yes.
Negative.
Motherfucker.
What?
I told you last night!
Yeah, I know. I watched the Silent Hill thing.
I didn't... I told you not to watch the Silent Hill thing.
And then I saw the Minecraft thing, and I was like, no, I know, watch that. And then I didn't see that this was in the list. Bite me.
From Kotaku.com. After months of waiting, theory crafting, getting hyped over casting announcements, spotting worldwide ads in the wild, and surviving off of shoe teasers, no joke on that one, we finally have the first trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, complete with Keanu Reeves as the Blue Blur's rival Shadow the Hedgehog.
But does Shadow have a gun?
The trailer shows Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles begrudgingly teaming up with Dr. Robotnik to stop Shadow, who is shown terrorizing a city. The team remarks that he's the most powerful foe they've ever faced, blah, 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 blah. It's unclear at this point if Shadow will team up with Robotnik, as he does in the games, or if the movie will start with him already at odds with the Doctor. One of the big reveals is that Gerald Robotnik, the old Egghead's grandfather and the creator of Shadow, makes an appearance at the very end, also played by Jim Carrey, but in a fat suit. I love it. Shadow the Hedgehog 3 is set to debut in theaters on December 20th. This actually looks good. I hate to fucking say it, but it actually, like, yes, Sonic is silly and dumb. Sonic 2 was okay. This visually actually looks really freaking good.
Yeah, it does.
Like, the fidelity looks great. The voice acting seems to be at least on par with 2. I want to watch this when it comes out. I hate this because the first one was a good drunk watch at best. And I haven't watched Knuckles yet, but I'll probably put myself through that while I'm currently unemployed, just so I can say I did it.
Oof.
From IGN.
No, it's mine.
Fine. Oh, yeah, you're right, Dur.
From IGN.com, take a look at the teaser trailer for the upcoming published television series Secret Level, coming December 10th, 2024. This is funny.
Did you actually watch it?
Because there's a Concord episode.
Yes, we'll get to that. It's part of the article I have for later.
I love stringing along Concord bits in this news. This is fun.
Did you watch this trailer?
No.
Fucking hell, Jacob! We talked about this last month when it got announced, and then
I've seen bits of it.
2 days later, the teaser trailer dropped.
Yes.
It looks really good.
Yes.
Like, wicked good.
I don't need to see the trailer because I've seen love and death and robots and sex and shit.
True. I do think once all episodes are out, that will be that month's review for shizzle.
Absolutely.
Faux shizzle.
Because this is going to be great.
At least some parts of it will be good at a bare minimum.
Except the Concord episode.
We don't know that because we don't know how bad Concord actually is because we can't play it.
Apparently, I'm not making this up. I saw the headline at work this week. Only 69 people got the platinum trophy on Concord before it was pulled.
Yeah, people were speedrunning it. Like, the day, as soon as it was announced they were going to close the servers, a butt ton of people just started speedrunning. I'm surprised it wasn't me, but I'm better than that. From Eurogamer.net. Euroids, get out of here. Rocksteady staff have told Eurogamer of redundancies at the studio following the underperformance of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
That's company speak for you're fucking fired. Get out of here.
True. The company's quality assurance department...
Oh my gosh, there's so much of this.
The first one that always gets cut first has seen its size almost cut in half over the past month. Eurogamer understands, with 33 team members to 15, with poor sales of Suicide Squad directly cited as a reason for its restructuring. The job losses extend outside of QA2. One staff member posted publicly on social media over the weekend, revealing that they had been told they had been made redundant in the middle of their paternity leave, which is illegal! Eurogamer has contacted Suicide Squad publisher Warner Bros. For comment, but has so far not received a response. Rocksteady staff, who requested to remain anonymous, told Eurogamer that the loss of so many roles in the developer's QA department, the thing this game needed the most of, to be entirely fair, including team members with specialized knowledge, would leave their remaining colleagues shouldered with more work. There's also been an acknowledgement by Rocksteady's senior management that product quality will now suffer as a result, staff say. Staff members affected by the job cuts include numerous junior staff, but also several team members employed at Rocksteady for more than 5 years, so like the entire time the game has been in development. Last month, Warner Bros. Reported a 41% fall in gaming revenue year on year due to the weak performance of Suicide Squad after previously saying it had lost $200 million on the game. Work continues on Suicide Squad's year of post-launch content, although nothing has been said of what, if anything, will come next. This is literally the go do this thing, and then you did the thing in the bad amount of time with no resources that you guys didn't want to do, and we're going to fire you for it. Like, this is like actually the most shittiest thingest ever. Literally, go make the game that you don't really want to make in a type of game you don't want to make, and then when it doesn't do well because these things don't really work anymore, we're going to fire you. That's just...
It's sad to see Rocksteady fall so far.
It's really fucking bad. Really bad. Also, yeah, being told you're redundant during leave is... Getting fired during leave, that's illegal. That is just flatly illegal. I really hope a lawsuit comes out of this.
Yeah.
And yeah, the game needed QA more than anything else. The people who have played it, from what I understand, again, having not touched myself, have been, it's not actually that bad, but it's just buggy as all fuck, and like...
The season pass is bad, the cosmetics are dumb.
Yeah, like, the game shouldn't exist in this form, but for what it is actually kind of playable and, like, kind of fun, but it needs so much work on the edges, and that's what your QA people are there for.
Yep.
So get rid of them. Great fucking idea.
Yep.
God, I love management.
He can say that now that he's not management anymore.
I've always said I hated management, thank you. I have always criticized it from inside the house.
I had to make the joke. From Kotaku.com. Unity is canceling its controversial runtime fee and returning to a more traditional subscription model for its popular video game engine used by small and big developers worldwide. However, the price of some subscription plans will increase next year. A year ago, in September 2023, Unity announced a seismic change to how it charged developers to use its engine. Once a game was downloaded a certain number of times and had made a specific amount of money, Unity wanted theirs. Every single time someone installed any game developed using Unity, like Pokemon Go or Cuphead, or, and this was a big one, Cult of the Lamb. It legit almost got pulled from the market because everybody said, fuck you, we don't do this. Many smaller devs and creators criticized the decision, I just said that, and claimed it would lead to developers abandoning the engine to avoid paying thousands of dollars in install fees. Like, even after companies closed their doors, Unity was still going to hunt them down and try to find their money.
They were going to send the Pinkertons after them.
Probably. This could have led to game delays, and there was even fear that some devs might remove older games from sale, preventing players from reinstalling them in order to avoid the runtime fees. All of this was a giant mess that eventually led to Unity realizing they're actually stupid and dumb, and they changed their plan.
We had a very long discussion about this when this happened last year. It was... we probably talked... It was probably like...
the reason why I bought Cult of the Lamb on a cartridge for my Switch, because I was going to leave it installed and then sell it for buku bucks.
I think we legit talked about it for like 10 or 15 minutes of that news. It was a big chungus. Especially because the rollout of that horrible plan took them a week to figure out what they were even doing.
Yeah.
Like, gosh.
This is for the PlayStation.
You're welcome, PlayStation user. AKA faggot. Faggot. From Kotaku.com, after more than a year of rumors, Sony officially unveiled the PlayStation 5 Pro. Here's what it looks like. I would show you a photo, but this is a podcast without video because that's how it works. And it is $700 and doesn't have a disk drive.
Or a stand.
Showcased in a 9-minute technical presentation by system architect Mark Cerny, the PS5 Pro boasts better performance, faster speeds, and increased game storage. The GPU is bigger, and AI-driven upscaling boosts the effective resolution of games even at higher frame rates. Better ray tracing is also a big push in the new machine. While existing games will need updates to take advantage of some of these features, more basic performance boosts will apply to thousands of existing PS4 and PS5 games. The pricey upgrade continues on November 7th of this year. It arrives 4 years into the current console cycle and at a time when some new games are struggling to hit higher frame rates even at compromised resolutions. Except on Xbox, where they know what they're fucking doing when they build a console. Cerny said that on the current console, players choose to forego higher graphical detail and play at higher frame rates 75% of the time. I'm sure that's definitely an accurate number. The PS5 Pro aims to smooth over these challenges with beefier specs that lets games play at 60 FPS while looking like the fidelity modes on the existing hardware.
Except Alan Wake 2.
$700 to not include a disc drive that you have to buy separately for $80 if you want it, which is already sold out. And the specs are still weaker than the base Xbox Series X was at launch. And it is $280 more expensive for what is effectively a bunch of AI bullshit that means nothing, and 1 extra terabyte of storage. Because now it's 2 terabytes. This is fucking dog shit. I'm so smug about it.
Okay.
It's really bad. I'm mostly looking forward to it because now I'm going to buy a PS5 regular model because the price is going to drop really quickly.
Yep.
Finally. But, like, Xbox has got some serious problems. Their console names, not good. Some of their physical designs, not good. The PlayStation 5 rollout across the board has been fucking horrible, though. Like, Holy shit, dude. The PS4 also had the same types of issues with the upgrades and all that junk, but
not as bad.
This is really bad.
Yep.
And that optical disc drive also works for the regular PS5 that doesn't have a disc drive. So just they're just backpedaling. They're backpedaling, but also trying to push forward without it. Like, what are you doing?
Dunno.
$700, dude.
Don't yell at me.
Sorry. I bet you're gonna buy it.
No.
If it included the PSVR 2, then the $700 would be worth it.
No.
Not because I want that, but I mean, at least in terms of sheer money, it would make more sense.
The amount of games on the PSVR is still low. It's not worth it at all.
Yeah, that one. I think the two once they launched the second version, I think it just went and interest is gone now.
Yeah.
It was a cool gimmick for a while, and then VR across the board is kind of just not fallen off, but it's gone down to it's a party trick level where it kind of belongs. Until we can get really, really good at it.
Where it's been.
Yeah, it's been there for 3-4 years now.
Always has been.
True. Whoa, I can see my hands, bro. I mean, that comes in handy in Resident Evil 7 when you have to glue your own hand back on, but, other than that.
From yourgamer.com, the Communications Workers of America Union has denounced Microsoft's decision to lay off an additional 650 video game workers yesterday as extremely disappointing. In a statement, the CWA said that as one of the world's largest and most profitable corporations, Microsoft could have achieved its goals for long-term success without destroying the livelihoods of 650 of our colleagues. The statement then blasted former Sony boss Chris Deering's callous suggestion that layoffs are not the result of corporate greed and those affected by industry costs should drive an Uber.
Just demon in human flesh.
Every worker deserves a voice on the job and a say over the impact of job cuts, said Samuel Cooper, senior producer at World of Warcraft and member of a whole bunch of letters. Also the union. While we would hope that a company like Microsoft with $88 billion in profits last year could achieve long-term success without destroying the livelihoods of 650 of our colleagues, heartless layoffs like these have become all too common. We stand in solidarity with everyone who lost their job yesterday and encourage all video game workers to join with us and form unions so we can protect each other. Microsoft laid off a further 650 Xbox staff yesterday, though no games have been canceled or studios have been closed this time. The news was shared by CEO of Microsoft Gaming Phil Spencer in an internal memo in which Spencer said the cuts were necessary to, quote, organize our business for long-term success, which is what they always say. The layoffs follow the 1,900 people who lost their jobs at the company in January this year. It means Microsoft has now laid off 2,555 staff in the last year alone. And the union did a whole shitload of good by saying, this is stinky. Nice. Wow.
True.
Thanks. Thanks for all those union fees for this bad.
Microsoft is whack, man. 88 billion in profits last year.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking absurd. At least last month when I got to talk about Bungie, there's a particular angle to that story to be very agitated and smug about with the CEO buying cars. This is just why?
Mm-hmm.
Where's this? How much money are you saving? What, even if these are high-ranking people somehow, very well paid, which I'm sure they weren't, $100,000. That's $500,000 a year's worth of money. The fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. That's enough to refurnish the Microsoft lobby.
Mm-hmm.
From GameSpot.com, I thought this one was very interesting. When thinking about PlayStation, The Last of Us might come to mind, or maybe Marvel's Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, or God of War. Or, if you are a real cool old boy, it would be the game with the sock people that I can't remember the name of right now.
Bubsy.
No.
Yeah, Bubsy. You're thinking Little Big Planet.
Thank you.
You're
yes.
welcome.
Back in the day. Why did that die off? What the fuck?
I played the PlayStation 4 one. I think it's Little Big Planet 3 like a week ago, and I was like, this is cool and not for me.
But looking ahead, Sony seems set on concentrating more on family-friendly games like Astrobot, according to PlayStation CEO Herman Hulst. Spotted by Eurogamer, Hulst spoke with Astrobot creative director Nico Doucette on the official PlayStation podcast about family-friendly games after the recent launch of the Cute Platformer, official title, Cute Platformer.
Yeah.
I think it's massively important that PlayStation Studios develops games in various genres, and the family market I think is really important for us to focus on, Hulst said. Astrobot has become the best reviewed game of the year so far, showcasing the possibilities for the franchise and brand for PlayStation. They're also already developing a sequel. It's something Hulst, who became PlayStation joint CEO earlier this year, seems very aware of.
Technically, this is the sequel. Yes, the PlayStation 5 had a free,
Am I retarded?
version of it, and that's what spawned this game.
Maybe I am retarded.
Maybe.
Astro is very important to PlayStation, said Hulst. Obviously, we had the pre-install Astro's Playroom on the PS5 that millions and millions and millions of people have embraced and loved, and I think that's become a little bit of a platform to launch this new game on now. I guess I am retarded.
I haven't played it, LOL.
Additionally, PlayStation is bringing LEGO Horizon Adventures to PC, PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch sometime this holiday season. That means the Horizon franchise and Aloy will appear on a competing console for the first time ever, and it should make the series more family-friendly because Legos. For instance, LEGO Horizon Adventures won't feature devastating and heavy elements, aka a little bit less apocalyptic.
I have thoughts on this. Apparently, it's what the entire internet thinks because that's what somebody I was talking with earlier said. But I thought it on my own without the internet. Why try a platformer with Astro instead of an already established IP like Jak and Daxter or Ratchet and Clank or Sly Cooper? You have three incredible old school IPs to yourself that are almost literally the same game. Why do it with Astro that was a PS5 exclusive? Anybody that might still be on PlayStation 4 don't have a connection to this IP yet. So, I don't know. It's weird. I'm glad that they're realizing that they can actually do family-friendly games, and hopefully that they can go back to those three IPs that I just talked about.
Because they have a good pile of mascots they just haven't used in ages. So does Xbox, to be fair. They just haven't touched them in fucking forever.
Imagine a Sly Cooper on the PlayStation 5. Oh my gosh. That would be so cool.
Yeah. I'm very interested in that LEGO Horizon game. It just sounds very odd. I haven't looked into it that much, but it's not a Lego-ified version of the game that already exists, and it's also not just this IP, but as a Lego game. So I don't know what's going on with that.
I don't know. They haven't said a whole lot about it.
It does make sense because, PlayStation just doesn't have a lot of family-friendly titles other than your normal, multi-plat stuff,
right.
Lego games.
Right.
Xbox doesn't either, but I think they still have more because they are more open with what they allow, just for indie games and stuff. And obviously Nintendo is very much so family-friendly centric. So, get in on the market, duh. I don't know. It just seems like a good call.
Yeah.
Across the board. Just it came out of the blue. This one might make me cry because you clearly need that.
From Eurogamer.com, Tales of the Shire: A Lord of the Rings game has been delayed. The upcoming cozy, spelled wrong, Hobbit life sim from Weta Workshop and
it's spelt the European way. It's Eurogamer.
Let me guess, you put a U in Kalaur?
To be fair, PC Gamer is also based in the UK, so they both it happens very frequently. Anyways,
Cozy Hobbit life sim from Weta Workshop and Private Division was initially slated for a release in the latter half of this year across Nintendo Switch, PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. All of us here at Weta Workshop are excited to have you join us in the Shire, a peaceful corner of J.R.R. Tolkien's world. When a new Hobbit steps into Bywater for the very first time, we want that moment to be everything you're hoping for, the Tales of the Shire studio wrote last night, announcing the delay. It said it wanted to make sure the game lives up to the studio's vision and thank the community for its patience, except for Spencer, because he's not patient about this. He wants to play it now. The Tales of the Shire team is now aiming for a release in, quote, early 2025.
a game released too early is always bad, and a game delayed is always better.
Wow.
But I was really looking forward to this. And I wanted it for Christmas time, so I could play it around Christmas, when it's cozy season.
Cozy.
You're retarded. R.I.P. The gameplay trailers have been looking pretty good, though. They've been releasing a lot of footage, and it does look really good. So if it's probably just like a layer of polish, especially for a sim-type game, polish is kind of the most important part.
You pre-order yet?
No, I don't do pre-orders. You see, I learned from your mistake of one pre-order.
Oh, my mistake. What was your mistake again?
Let me think, actually, what was the last game I pre-ordered? Let me think. I don't remember.
Pretty sure it was Fallout 76.
No, it wasn't. I didn't. I thought about it very strongly, but I didn't.
Ah, okay.
I think it was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I think that was my last pre-order.
Really?
There was a big gap, too. That was like me getting my second wind of like, please come back, please come back, I think it's coming back!
That's so strange, because you didn't like Odyssey. You were hoping for the rebound.
I know, that's exactly. That's why I did it, was because everything up until that point was like, this rebound might actually be good, because Odyssey was one of the worst games I've fucking played in a long time.
I've been seeing a lot of opinion online saying that it's the bestest RPG ever, and I'm that's not. So weird.
It's not a good RPG flatly. It's one, those games aren't actual RPGs. They have RPG elements.
Right.
We need to go back.
It's just the money grinding.
Yes.
Or the number grinding.
And also, it is a horrible RPG on that front. It is like, regulaar game completion time is like 100 hours. It's fucking insane. It's garbage. You
say RPG, I think of like Mass Effect 1, where you have a table of stats.
Yes, it's not that. No, we're talking modern RPG, aka skill points. Which is every fucking game now.
Yes.
So no. Stinky, I think it was Valhalla. That was probably the last one I pre-ordered.
Ouch.
Before that, I think it had been a pretty big gap as well.
To be fair, I remember that I had a good pre-order before the bad one, Cyberpunk. It was Doom Eternal.
Oh, right, you did pre-order that. I almost did, but I didn't. I waited until Black Friday, and I got it for $30 off, like, a month after it came out.
And you dumb and say it bad.
I didn't say it's bad. It's still an A tier. I just think
it's not bad. I just don't like it.
I have certain quirks I don't like about it. I need to revisit it again. Yes. I haven't played the DLCs, which I need to do before Dark Ages comes out, even though Dark Ages is a prequel, whatever. I have some quirks that I don't love about it. We went from S tier to A tier, okay? It is, we're talking like shades of gold, like the decrease of 2 carats. Fuck you.
I was hoping you were going to say shades of gray. The pit of hell is your BDSM chamber.
No, my BDSM chamber is actually fucking great. Thank you very much. It's a lot of fun. You should come visit. And come.
Only if Dakota Johnson's there.
Oh, she's there, all right. You can't see her naked, though. She doesn't want to do that because the movie would be inappropriate if there was too much nudity.
Right. Then it would not be rated PG-13.
True. From Kotaku.com. Last year, Ubisoft yanked The Crew from digital stores and a few months later killed its servers, making it impossible to play the driving game even if you bought it on disc.
It's true.
It wasn't a great game, but it is also true.
Correct.
People didn't like this. That's true. And now Ubisoft is promising not to kill its sequels, The Crew 2 and The Crew Motorfest. They claim.
I didn't even know Motorfest came out. I thought it was only up to 2. And then I was reading this, I was like, huh?
Late in December 2023, with no real warning, Ubisoft delisted the open-world driving game The Crew and announced, okay, I didn't actually edit this as much as I should have. People were mad, and this incident helped kickstart the Stop Killing Games movement, which is now pushing the European Union, to create new rules that would force publishers to make online-only games playable offline instead of letting them vanish when the servers get turned off, And hey, would you look at that, Ubisoft is promising to add offline support to the remaining Crew games. These games make them a lot of money, so they should probably still be able to keep the servers up, but whatever. Yeah. But yeah, no, now the copy of The Crew that you can buy for 99 cents anywhere is just completely useless. Yep. But then the copy of The Crew 2, which is $1.99 anywhere, will be usable. Even though the fact that it is an online game means that offline mode will kind of suck, it's still like game preservation stuff and like history and shit. So, good.
I have had to kill the urge of grabbing like the Destiny 1 case off the shelf at GameStop and walking it to the counter and asking, why the fuck is this for sale for $1? Yeah. Like, really? GameStop is scummy anyway, but really?
People still play. The servers are still up.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
I thought they were killed when Destiny 2 moved.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think so.
I don't know.
Maybe, but I don't think so.
As well.
I know Anthem servers are dead, that's for sure. But
yeah, I have a copy of that. GameStop gave me a copy of that.
Please get it out of here.
On Pro Day, they were like, do you want a free game? I was like, not that one. They were like, but it's free, you can take it. I'm like, maybe you just give me my money for the trade-in, please?
Maybe Destiny did get delisted when Destiny 2 went free to play.
Something like that.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. I don't remember.
I'm confident Destiny 1 is dead.
Okay, whatever.
And I still find the discs for sale. Like, really?
Haha, you get this one.
The long-ass one.
The one that you were talking about the most.
From the G-Spot, GameSpot.com. That's where your G-Spot is? Up your nose?
In my sinuses. My sinusussy, if you will.
After just 1 week on the market, Sony has decided to remove Concord from sale and will take the game's servers offline. The move comes after the game failed to find an audience with a reported 25,000 sales and very low player numbers. An update: as of September 6th, Concord servers are officially offline as reported below. It's unclear if or when the game might return again and again be playable. Game director Ryan Ellis said, while many qualities of the experience resonated with players, we also recognize that other aspects of the game and our initial launch didn't land the way we intended. Concord is no longer available to buy, and the servers will go offline on September 6th. Ellis said the team will explore options for how to better reach our players, all 10 of them, which sounds like the game could return in some form down the road. Basically, Sony spent too much money on it, and they have to try to make some money back, but they don't know how.
AKA, they're going to restructure the whole thing as free-to-play and add microtransactions.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Sony is refunding people who bought Concord, which is cool. I was very surprised when I saw it. Yes. Those who bought the game on PS5 will get an automatic refund to their payment method. People who bought Concord on Steam and the Epic Game Store will get refunds too, and players should look for email messages from those providers. Anyone who bought a physical copy of Concord can get a refund from the store they bought it from. This is a shocking turn of events, as few have predicted Sony would end sales and shut the servers down for Concord so quickly, even though the player numbers and sales figures were low. That was one of the surprising things. It was like, after just a week, they were like, nope, shut it down. Kill it completely.
I didn't even hear anything particularly negative about it.
Let me finish the article. As Ellis alluded to in the statement, it sounds like Sony and Firewalk could be revamping Concord with a plan to bring it back in a different way. One possibility is it returns as a free-to-play title, which is what many expected it to be at launch to give it the best chance to find an audience. Prior to this dramatic announcement, Firewalk planned to launch Concord Season 1: The Tempest in October, adding a new character, new map, new variants, and additional cosmetics and rewards. Season 2 was scheduled for January, with Season 3 expected in April, though these timelines surely now have changed.
I didn't hear anything like, this game is doo-doo dog crap. No. It was just like, it exists.
It was the most online 5v5 multiplayer game ever. It didn't do anything new and exciting. It had your basic Overwatch matches.
Especially because Overwatch kind of already killed itself with the Overwatch 2 being redundant and then screwing the servers and stuff and whatever.
And a lot of the free-to-play or buy the season pass thing was fucked. Yeah. Even worse than original Overwatch. But yeah, it just didn't do anything new, and they didn't market it very well at all. It was like...
I don't remember this being announced. The first headline I saw was, this game is not doing well.
That's you being dumb, because we definitely talked about it on the show.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
At least it's getting an episode in a TV show.
That was part of the problem, I think, is like it was structured to have those seasons. They've already made all that stuff, and it's cool that it was going to have seasons built into the paid game so that you got new characters and new maps already like pre-baked for 3 seasons. Like, that's all good stuff. That's all stuff that you find in free-to-play games, but they're predatory.
Right.
And it's not in this version. It's kind of too bad that it flopped. If they had done a better job of marketing it and gaining attention before launching the game, it would have done better. But yeah, it like legit didn't peak more than 10,000 players at a time.
I'm gonna predict will never return to this, but I'm going to say they will be quiet for all of this year. When the episode on the secret level show comes out, I'm sure they'll make like a statement or whatever. They'll probably try to sell merchandise or whatever, and they'll tease their plans, but they won't. They will have no roadmap yet. And in 2025, all of the content that they've made up to this point will just be a relaunch for free.
Yeah.
So the first 3 seasons will just be smushed into base game, free, and then it'll just be microtransactions, and it'll just do that. And it'll become Overwatch 2, which is consistently there.
Right.
Like, Valorant has higher peak players, and arguably is better.
Free-to-play games that just already have a name for themselves, like Valorant and
Overwatch.
Splitgate.
And Split, yeah, no. This is just kind of a saturated market. Like, it wasn't when Overwatch first came out. The first one was a big splash for a reason.
Right.
Because hero shooters had been out of fashion for a while. But now it's like the top 50% of maybe your top like 10 to 20 games are probably hero shooters or close to it.
Right.
Outside of Minecraft, Fortnite, Roblox, and then like Call of Duty. Yeah. Like, there's other than the typical stuff you'd expect, the rest of them are like hero shooters and or free to play. So
right. I always have a hard time remembering Splitgate because it started out as Wormhole Wars.
I was there back in the day.
I had to go to the Discord to get the code to play the game. It was so incredible.
Cool. So that's like you, the fact that you had like PT on your fucking game console.
Yep.
Like, that is one of those great stories that you will hold on to until you die.
I could have had $1,000.
Speaking of things that I will hold on to until I die, or I would if I had been properly educated beforehand, we watched Max Payne.
Ugh, I thought you were going to talk about your fishing game.
No. Max Payne will be quick because I don't think either of us have very much to say about it.
Not really.
Neither of us have played the games.
Nope.
Want
to.
Yes.
For sure.
Want to. Looking forward to the remake that they're doing.
Might even go into the retro one.
Yes. They're very inexpensive to get digitally, so I might do it soonish.
Yeah.
I am very familiar with Noir. I am pretty sure you are as well. Arguably more, because Giallo is kind of Noir coded.
Yeah,
there's crossover there.
I really like LA Confidential. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, so like, familiar with the genre, not familiar with the game, so story, no clue what is what. And then like
as far as both like what's original content and what's from the
how
game.
It's been rearranged. But both of us are very big fans of Control and Alan Wake. So
some of us more so on some topics than others.
But we're familiar with we are familiar with Remedy's level of self-parody of Max Payne on a meta level.
Yeah.
This movie was just nothing.
I thought for sure you were going to hit me with what was the story, Mason?
Oh my gosh, no, I can't even. Like, the story is there and it's fine, but like, if this is remotely near what the story of the first or second game are, I really hope that they were told differently, because those are very critically acclaimed games, and this was just the most boring plot. It lost, like, halfway through, it stopped being a noir movie and turned into a crazy action movie, both of which can exist. The games do both as well, but like,
here's a thought.
Horrible casting. Dude, ugh.
4 years before this movie came out, The Punisher came out. And it's almost the same story. Dude's mad that his wife died, and he goes on a revenge kill.
To be fair,
Punisher's better.
Punisher is better, but I do think that when Max Payne does try, the rare times, sometimes the style is better.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But
that's because it is explicitly noir coded. They're doing the black and white and reds and snow and all that stuff.
I'm saying general audience.
It's very similar.
Which
wicked similar.
Includes us, because we haven't played Max Payne is like, why would I watch this, which isn't very good, when I could go watch The Punisher again?
Yeah, especially because in that movie, the Punisher was a cop. I forgot about that, for one. And two, Marky Mark doesn't act like a noir detective at all. He's not as bad as he could be. Like, okay, Uncharted is above this on my video game movie list by a good bit, actually. They're both 1.5 stars, but there's a wide berth between them. I've seen him do worse. Like, in terms of him, I think it's a horrible casting, but he could have been lazier. He's only gotten lazier with time, because he makes bajillions of dollars now. But like, he could have been lazier. He could have been lazier with time, because he makes bajillions of dollars now. But like, he could have been lazier. He could have been lazier with time, because he makes bajillions of dollars now. But like, he could have been lazier. He could have been lazier with time, because he makes bajillions of dollars now. But like, he isn't entirely unwatchable, but meh. Some of the action scenes are okay. The bullet time is fine. There isn't enough of it, and it's pulling way too hard from the Matrix.
It was really funny because you were like, there's literally no bullet time in this. And then it's the coolest bullet time shot in the entire movie.
Yes.
It was so cool that we were like, actually, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, legit. I was like, oh, never mind. And then they never did it again.
Yeah.
Like, the rest of it, most of it was just slow motion. It wasn't really like bullet time. Bullet time is different. There are these terms mean things. It was just some slow motion and stuff. The mystery wasn't that interesting, at least the way it was presented. He doesn't drink alcohol until the post-credit scene. You can't call yourself a noir movie if you don't either have sex, drink, or smoke. And he doesn't do any of them. I'm being very surface level here, but like, what the actual fuck? Like, why? I want to go watch Sin City. Sin City also didn't look great, but at least Sin City had the excuse of being made for $5 in someone's backyard, like, and also was like clearly cared about. This is just hollow and dumb. And also happened right after the rights for Max Payne got sold to Rocksteady, and I think that is interesting and suspicious and probably relevant.
That this was just a cash grab, probably.
Yeah, something like that. Also, why is there a post-credit scene? Why is there a post-credit scene for a video game movie? And also, it's a horrible one at that.
Yeah.
And it looks like it was shot in like one take, like one take. That's it. They just did
one try. Yeah.
One try.
No words.
Real bar, no lighting, just went for it.
Yep.
And it's normal sequel bait.
I'd say subpar sequel bait.
I'm not saying quality-wise. I mean, just like that's exactly what I expected.
They could have tried harder to sequel bait that sequel bait.
No, I mean, it's literally just
they could have said something like,
we should kill him.
Actually, she put the hit out on you.
Something. It's just, oh, we have another person to kill that we already assumed during the movie. I assumed that person was going to die during the movie anyway. So, so much confusion. There's more effort put into the opening and closing credits, seemingly, than the rest of the visual effects in the movie. Not because they were atrocious, but because the opening and the closing credits, like, were pretty good. Just...
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I really got nothing.
Nothing was like...
It looks bad.
It does look mostly bad. Every once in a while, they pull off something kind of cool.
I read online, I don't know if it's true, that they didn't CG a lot of the cityscapes, that it was just shot in the dark in Toronto. It didn't look real. It looked fake all the time.
True.
So I don't know if I believe that.
Some of the guns were neat when they went.
The blood
boom.
effects were cool. You were ranting about how they did it, and I don't know or really care, but a lot of the blood did actually look cool. It was very misty, like a gunshot would look.
There was variety. So there was your typical CG blood. Also, because we watched the unrated cut, which I'm assuming just means more CG blood, there was regular fake blood, and like normal like blood packets, underneath the clothes or whatever. Yeah. And there was a couple of spots where I think they were all in either slow motion or bullet time, where someone would get shot, and I'm very certain it was powder instead of like a liquid, so it would hang in the air longer, so the slow motion shot would work better. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, and I thought that was really cool
when it happened when the character was under a water sprinkler and it like kind of hung in the air in the water.
That's neat.
It was cool.
Yeah, like none of the action scenes were like amazing, but they weren't like horrible. They weren't. I've seen infinitely worse. They were coherent. Like, I followed it. They understood like normal, basics. Good guys go left, right, bad guys go right, left type. Literally how camera work.
Basic motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got that going, which a lot of the movies we've watched for this show haven't had that. So I would rather watch Silent Hill Revelation because again, that was like fun bad. I think this ended up in my bottom 3.
Bottom 4 for me. I put it above Borderlands and under Resident Evil yet again. One star.
Say that again.
Above Borderlands and under Resident Evil.
Mine is, so it's for my current list of all the stuff we've done for this show. It is 20 out of 24. It is underneath Silent Hill Revelation, above Need for Speed, above Raccoon City, Borderlands, and then Rampage.
So yeah, we both put it at 20 out of 24, but
like, yeah, different order. But like, look, yeah. God, sometimes I am so happy that our taste is similar enough in some ways. Wait, did you put Warcraft above Assassin's Creed? Did I just see that correctly?
Yeah.
Fuck you! Dude, Warcraft I gave 1.5 stars. Assassin's Creed has an actual 3. That's in my top 4! And I have the reason to hate it the most because it's my baby.
I also have the reason to like it the most. Holy crap, we got a fight on the sidelines. This is cool. That doesn't happen in football.
I love sports. I love men fighting over balls.
You should talk about the ball that you caught in the pond, in the lake, in the ocean, in the game.
True. So I was expecting to play a different game. As last episode, which recently got uploaded because I've been busy, but now we're good. I was planning on playing something else. What?
Sober September, everybody.
Yeah, something like that. I've been getting actual work done. So I was originally planning on playing something else, but I was like, you know what? I'm not in the mood. I want to go play a quickie.
I want to fish.
I want a quickie. And then it turns out that
I want a quickie too, but we're talking different quickies.
I mean, I want both quickies, but I wanted a quickie, and then it turns out that this game wasn't a quickie, and yet I finished it anyways. So I played Dredge. It was released last year it was developed by Black Salt Games and published by Team 17 in the Unity engine. Apparently both of these companies have been around since the 90s, and I've never heard of them. And They've released a bajillion games of every type. Like, so much stuff. Basically, it's a fishing game.
Whoa!
It's hard how else to describe. Like, perspective-wise, it's a third-person, kind of open. I would say open world. It's a very small open world, non-linear for the most part, but also story-based fishing simulator.
I have a question. Why is it called Dredge instead of fish? Do you use nets or do you use fishing line?
I'll get there.
All right.
So there's many forms of gameplay.
Wow.
So brief overview of the story. There is a story. It is fairly minimal, and it is mostly in the background because you will spend so much time doing other things.
Uh-huh.
There is a main quest line, but basically all the rest of the game you can do in kind of any order-ish. Like, some things you need certain upgrades that you should probably do in a certain order, but in terms of... the game basically gives you like a pin board, like a cork board, and just puts all your objectives on it in like a random order. Like, it isn't prioritized or whatever. It just lets you do whatever the fuck you want, which I really, really like. So main story is you wash up on shore in this town, and you're like, I have no memory, and my boat just sank.
Oh,
and
so
then
typical Friday night for you.
Exactly. And the mayor is like, good thing for you, we need a new fisherman for our town. Here's a shitty little dinghy. Now get out there, champ. Slaps you on the back, and you start fishing. Through that, you meet probably 20, less than 20, like, total NPCs across the entire game, who are in different little villages, towns, islands, etc. On this, it's an archipelago, so it's a very weird, like, world map. You get upgrades for your boat. You have to pay off a debt of the boat first. You get upgrades to your fishing line, so you can get different type of fishes. You sell the fishes. And over the course of the story part of the game, you uncover some secrets. There's some sussy shit. The next word out of, like, in the main description on the Wikipedia page is Lovecraftian. So it's exactly what you expect. The fish are fucking weird. The people are not worshipping the fish. So it's not full Inthmith, although there's many references to Inthmith in this game.
Can you slap people with fishes?
No.
Aww.
I almost played Call of Cthulhu instead of this game, which made it even funnier. Another Lovecraftian Inthmith. So you uncover some mysteries. You get recruited by a collector to get relics while you're out fishing. So the total... the old mayor went missing. He knows some stuff. There's an old lighthouse keeper. She's kind of crazy, but she knows some stuff. There's a traveling pontoon like merchant, who is the character you will probably interact with the most in the game with the least amount of backstory, but she's like your bestie, because when wacky shit happens in the game and you are booking it for a random pontoon, because she has 4 of them scattered throughout the regions of the game, and you're like, oh fuck, I need to repair my boat and sell all my shit, and she's just like, dude, you need to sleep. She has no real character, but like it's the one you will definitely interact with her the most. There is simultaneously a lot and also no real spoilers. It's very weird. A lot of it is exactly what you would expect: missing memory, Lovecraftian horror, and you're getting recruited to collect stuff. I think you can make enough inferences off of that in terms of like what the main story entails. I don't really want to go beyond that. None of the twists are particularly surprising, but I do think they work well, and I like them because this is my jam. Like, so this jam is so far up my toenails. It's all up in there. So gameplay, you go fish. You boat around and you fish, but you also trawl and you dredge.
Whoa.
Like the game says. So you can dredge for salvage, which includes trinkets, which can be sold at effectively a pawn shop. Earrings, plates, goblets, whatever. Dredging for materials to upgrade your boat or to sell, for various different, additional inventory spots, better fishing equipment, more durability, faster engines, exactly what you'd expect. Basic. I would almost say actual RPG, but I won't because that would be wrong. But we are above stat allocation, but we are below dice rolling. We're in that spot. I would call this a role-playing game, but with many asterisks next to it. So in terms of how you go about your various tasks, you will get a metric fuck ton of side quests. You'll meet researchers and scientists, a stray dog that you have to rescue, a grieving parent, people who need deliveries done, all the stuff you'd imagine. Just a lot of doing shit. You're a guy on a boat. You do shit on boat. So you fish and you dredge and trawl. Trawling is a background. Once you get a trawl, you dump it, and as you drive your boat, sail. Well, it's not really sailing, but when your boat go put, and eventually you collect fish. That's all there is to trawling. It's just exactly what it sounds like. Dredging and fishing are quick time events, and I like them. They're not cinematic quick time events a la Halo 4, Tomb Raider, or Uncharted type stuff. They are... Easy example. Let's say you go over a spot where there's fishes. You hit the A button to go, I want to fish here. It brings up a little box in addition to your cargo inventory. You press X to start fishing. A circle goes around, like a ball goes around a circle, and you have to hit it in a certain safe zone multiple times to speed up your fishing. Reeling. Basically. Reeling. Yeah, literally reeling.
Yes.
And then depending on the type of fish and the type of climate you're in, there is, coastal, oceanic, mangrove, which is like swamps, abysmal, where all the anglerfish are, volcanic, because volcanoes, all that sort of stuff. All of those have different mechanics. It's the exact same logic, so they are all just QuickTime events, but they change the way it's visually represented enough where I really like it. It's not mindless, but it is really good to relax to. It's very rhythmic. You can just let the reel do its thing, but that takes up a lot more time, whereas if you hit the thing and you get it faster, so you save time. There's a day-night cycle, which is very relevant to gameplay because during the day you can get the fishes, at night you can get different fishes and some squids and some other stuff. In addition to that, during night you will go cuckoo bananas. You literally start having hallucinations and it's awesome. I love it. They're so silly. This is a very cartoony game, despite having Lovecraftian, big squid monster. You'll just see start hallucinating red eyeballs everywhere, or you literally, the game will fuck with you, and you need to be able to see at night. There's fog. Most of the game is the night cycle is based off of fog and not being able to see. So you need headlights. When you get better headlights and whatever, you can see farther and whatever. When you're tired and you're at night and so you're going forward, right? And then you don't see anything. And you're I can see out 50 feet, whatever. If you're tired enough, the game will just fucking put a brick wall in front of you. If you're tired, you've been out on the sea for 3 days, it'll just put rocks in front of you. Like, they literally appear, and they have the hallucination effect is kind of like the old 3D glasses, so it gets all like bluish green and red around the edges, and it makes you feel cuckoo banana. It's adorable. I really, really like it. It's fucking annoying when I'm speeding through shit because I'm going crazy and I'm seeing shit and it's dark and it's scary out here, and then I just accidentally crash my fucking hull onto a rock that literally doesn't exist during the daytime. They only put it there to fuck me. But I like it. It doesn't feel unfair. It does feel like it rewards you for either being patient, being smart with your time allocations, being rested, and like all that sort of stuff, as well as upgrading your boat so you can navigate faster, whether it be having better reverse speed / braking speed, being able to rotate faster, all that sort of stuff. In addition to that, during nighttime, there's weird shit that happens. My first encounter of the not just regular fishing type was I was like my third day in game. I was putting out during the dark. I was like, oh look, I can get squid. And then I saw in the distance what looked like another boat. It looked like mine. It had a little light on it. And I was like, I didn't know there were other boats in this game. Because I went in blind. I just saw a cool art style fishing. I like this. I crank my foghorn like a fucking idiot, and the boat comes towards me, and I'm like, neat. I wonder if it's an NPC or whatever. And then 50 feet in front of me, so like half a second of reaction time, it's a giant fucking fish, and it fucking smashes my boat. The whole game is like that.
It's a dogfish because it came running when you whistled.
And each like region has their own types of things like that. They're not all the same. But that's like a good example. In the volcanic area, there are piranhas that you can't fish for, but they'll eventually get attracted to your boat and slow you down, and then a really big piranha will come find you and fuck you up. Like,
I've seen Finding Nemo.
Pretty much.
It's a piranha!
So each region just has unique shit like that, which I really think is cool. So it rewards you for being out during the daytime, but also a lot of the fun is getting fucked with. So try not to die, because you will crash your boat and it will kill you.
Can you sleep on the boat?
There is no on land anything. You never leave the boat, technically speaking. But you have to be at dock to sleep. So you have to be at a port, which there are ports everywhere.
Weigh anchor?
No weighing anchor. So yeah, it just has a good dynamic. It's not really that hard. You can just do a bunch of shit in the daytime and make it easier for yourself. But again, that's part of the enjoyment, is like, what this place is weird. What's going on? There's magic weird fish. Also, the fish will get weirder as the game goes on. You get aberrations, like a goblin shark that is like translucent, or
a rainbow trout that is actually rainbow.
No rainbow trout that's actually a rainbow.
The road?
Not quite.
Oh.
But like, you'll get like a mackerel that's still alive but has no flesh on it.
Will you get a flushed goldfish that evolved in the sewers?
Not quite.
Oh.
Or you'll get like a squid that has like 80 tentacles on it instead of like 8 or 9.
That's normal.
Sure. Like weird shit like that. And then those will sell for more money. Part of that is part of your side quests. You know, certain characters want certain types of fish or other aquatic creatures. Yeah. Just that sort of stuff. There is probably a total of like 400 different types of creatures that you can collect for your encyclopedia in terms of like total variations. In reality, it's probably more like 150 plus. Most of them have multiple aberrations, and then there's some exotic ones, and there's 2 DLCs that add more. So wow. There's a good amount, but it doesn't feel overwhelming. It's more like every 20 minutes you're like, shit, it's a new type of fish, cool, and then you fish long enough and you're like, whoa, this is a really fucked up version of that fish. Why does it have 8 eyes? Like that sort of stuff. Again, very silly, very fun, but whatever.
Is there logic to fishing, like where you stop your boat? Will you find schools of fish or nothingness? Sort of.
A little bit. So when you stop on a spot, so the spots are like categories. There's, you have a spyglass, so you can see these things because there's like a little disturbance on the water. So you'll have your basic categories like coastal, oceanic, whatever. So right. That's depending on what rods you have, if you have like your equipment, so what you are physically capable of doing and how quickly it'll go. The individual fish in each area are pretty logical for, like eels are in shallow water, and when you're in the middle of nowhere, there are sharks type, basic logic. Everything in the swampy areas is fucking disgusting. They're all brown and goopy and bleh. You can also do crab traps and lobster trap. Well, crab trap / lobster trap, they're basically the same thing. Same thing. You can upgrade their durability. You have to pick them up. Various different other types of creatures like shrimp and just other like crustaceans that you can get. Same thing. Different depths have different things you can get depending on how long you leave it out there. Also part of your quests and your collecting. And then each fishing spot, I don't know this, but I'm sure if I looked it up if I went on the Reddit, I could probably figure it out. I think everything is preset on like the full map size. But if you drain one spot, so it starts off at high,
occupancy,
something like that. I don't remember. I think it might actually be occupancy, something like that. And it says high, and you can get between like 6 to 10 or whatever sort of fish, and then when it's depleted, it'll take a day, 2 days, and then it might be low, and then there's only a couple. So there is a logic to it. Once you start exploring and your boat gets a fuck ton faster as the game progresses, you don't need to worry about that too much. It's more of an annoyance than anything else. You'll just have to come back to spots. Most types of fish have probably a dozen or 24 locations you can find them. Just some of them are more rare than others. Like exotics, there's like 4 exotic fish, I believe. They're only in 4 specific locations, and you can only get them once. Stuff like that. There is some specifics. Post-launch content. One, there was I don't remember, it was within the first few months after the game came out, they had just a big patch, which included a photo mode, which is helpful, but also you can just take screenshots, so whatever. But photo modes are never a bad thing. Photo mode, peaceful option, which just turns off like hostile mobs for pussies. The game's not hard. It's just whatever, if you want to only fish. Only fish. I think that would be a good service, to be honest. It's when you get the fish, and then you spit the zit in its mouth and you chuck it back in.
Turn off horde mode is literally just dad mode enabled.
Pretty much. It's just it's like peaceful mode for Minecraft. As well as like general quality of life updates sort of stuff.
Post-launch content.
Yeah, there's something else. Boat customization got added, so you can change none of it in terms of like aesthetic customization. None of it affects any of your stats, but you can trawl for flags. There's like a pirate flag and like a many-eyed Lovecraftian flag and a crescent or whatever. You can pick what color your roof is, like really basic stuff, because your boat is like... Your boat physically never changes size in game. Your cargo capacity gets much bigger, but like it is always a dinghy. Like you can have like 50 storage spaces, and you're still like a dinghy that can hold 4 people. Like it is the size of the boat in Jaws. Like it's tiny.
That's funny.
Quite. It's very. It helps with the cozy feeling of the game. And then there are 2 DLC expansions which cost under $10 each. I don't remember how much each one is. Both of them are best played before the end game. They're integrated. So one of them is about an oil rig. It has a lot of things to say about oil drilling, that's for sure. So this one, you help a bunch of people build an oil rig because they're like, we lost a bunch of our shit. Because I started the game with the DLCs already installed, I was finding their crates around. I'm like, what am I supposed to use these for? And then I got maybe halfway through, and I finally went out to what's clearly an oil rigging platform and went, oh, this is one of the DLC things. So you have to use those resources to help build factory parts, additional upgrades, different tools, because it's an oil drill and it's also kind of related to the Lovecraft stuff, every time you do a major upgrade, it fucks shit up more. So then you'll have massive oil spills that completely fuck the environment in some areas. And then the scientist, who's kind of going cuckoo banana as the time goes on, who definitely doesn't serve some fish god or something, don't ask questions, needs you to go do research. So you get new equipment that enables you to go fishing in those oily patches, which includes new fish.
That's when the trout have rainbows on them.
I still don't think there's actually a rainbow trout. I will double check for you, though.
An oil joke.
I know. Lube. Literally, like that's part of the description. Like it's like yes, it's like a well lubricated fishing pole or something. So every major upgrade, it'll affect one of the 4 major quadrants of the game. Thus, the difficulty changes. You have to upgrade your equipment to go do that with the special goop on it. You can also trawl to collect the oil, which is useful in scientific experiments, to get new parts, to upgrade your boat again, or get new bait. Another minor part of the game, you meet a castaway from a military platoon or whatever, and he'll make bait for you after you help him kill a bunch of creatures with catapults. So you bring him fish, he smushes them into a bucket. You chuck the bucket overboard, you can get fish. Very simple stuff. Yep. But with the Iron Rig DLC, you can upgrade those to get exotic fish more frequently or get aberrations more frequently based on whatever ingredients you're using. It does connect to the story in a small but cool way, where one of the researcher that you find in part of the game, and you help with doing research around a giant squid. It's not actually the main bad creature, by the way. The Kraken isn't the big evil for once, thank God. But you help her do some stuff, do some research, find some fish for her, or whatever. Turns out she used to work for this company, and she helps you sabotage it, which is fucking awesome. So because the big...
That's the plot of Piranha. I'm dead serious.
Yeah, kind of. Like, the guy in the suit's like, build it faster! And then all of the workers on the rig are like, dude, we're gonna fucking die. And he's like, I don't care, profits! So eventually you're like, this is bad, actually. And then you go talk to her, and she's like, see? Now you understand why I left? And then she helps you build a thing to... Instead of making a fuck off signal, it's a... come here, big boy signal, and then the squid like scrungles up on the fucking platform. And
I wish I could do a Doofenshmirtz impersonation, because I would say it's the fuck offinator.
Yeah, I can't do it either, but yeah, it's
where's Colin when we need him?
True. And I think that story connection is neat. The problem with the DLC is it's very grindy, because you need so many crates and they take up so much inventory space. If you start collecting them early on like I did, you will waste all of your like on land inventory space immediately. So you need to know not to get them until a certain time. But if you don't get them until you start the DLC, which I would say roughly halfway through the game is around the best time to do so, maybe towards the third quarter, you can just do it in endgame. It's just way fucking easier to do it then, so whatever. Again, you can kind of do these things whenever it's easiest for you. Where'd he go? But if you do wait until you just start this DLC and then you would spend a big chunk of time on it, you will have to ping pong back and forth and back and forth and back and forth between a bunch of different locations to find their fucking supplies for them. And that is a big time sink. So both options don't pan out that great. It was worth the money. I like its politics, and I like this story, and it's fun because there's new creatures. The oil spill stuff is really cool, because then there's also like oil-based monsters and whatever. But the time sink was definitely worse. I think it's hard to calculate because they're all integrated, but I think I spent maybe 6 hours on this DLC in total, ish. So time-wise, good, but I prefer the second DLC, the Pale Reach or something like that. You can go ice fishing. You go down south and there's ice. Nobody fucking knows why. Don't ask questions. And it includes a whole different biome, which is cool. I believe it's at the same price point. Spent this less time, but it felt more rewarding because you get to feed a narwhal. And the narwhal is evil and will try to kill you a lot. He's the primary bad guy in the area. And that's also where one of the giant squids is slumbering in his ice block.
That sounded like this DLC is worth the $10 because now I can pet the dog.
Kind of, yeah. So you go down to this unmarked part of the map. You meet the pontoon lady who's like, hey, I can build you some shit so you can navigate this, because there's a bunch of ice chunks and it'll fuck your boat. But I need you to find these things. So you go find the bits, and then you get a fucking plow. So you can just fucking right up in that ice. You can still damage your hull, so you have to be a little careful. But you can just plow through shit, which is great. So it unlocks different areas. As you feed the narwhal, it will destroy like certain barriers, again, unlocking more area. This DLC adds a whole biome. It's not very large, but it is physical space added onto the map, which is big for me. The story is basically a bunch of fishermen way back in the day went missing, and you find their like notes and supplies, and you can free them from their prisons of ice, where it turns out there were crystals that were talking to you, and then you put all the crystals together, and then you awaken the squid, and then you can catch the squid with a big net. I'm not joking. That's pretty much the whole story. It's a really good visual distinction from the open ocean or swamps or like tropical beaches to ice. There's a whole new selection, again, of fish. All of the ice-based fish are fucking awesome. You also have to get new equipment, but a lot less new equipment than the Iron Rig DLC. Also, you don't have to collect as many things. That's just generally, like, you don't have to go collect in total. I probably had to get like 40 fucking crates of supplies over the whole game for the Iron Rig. This one, you need 4 specific parts to build your plow, and then you need a couple more to build an ice block machine so you can like keep your fish for longer in your boat. And the rest of it's just collecting your normal collectible stuff and then navigating the area. So I think I spent probably 4 hours on this one, but like I actually feel like this one is more worth the price point, because it wasn't as much of a time sink, but it was more fun. It felt like it added more real content, not just kind of filler. The story was simpler, but it worked well. And I like snow.
Apparently, nobody knows why a narwhal has a tusk, but research shows that it's probably to attract a mate. The bigger the tusk, the more likely to have bitches. The narwhal, like elks in their antlers and stuff.
The narwhal in this game has a glowing horn. It glows orange, so you can see him in the dark. And also, he does kind of look like a dog. It's weird. It's a weird looking narwhal. Okay. Yeah, it adds a little bit less total side quest stuff, but it just had a lot more fun with it. Like I finished that area in one big go because I was just having fun with it. Whereas the Iron Rig, I had to keep breaking up with regular gameplay. Yeah, I think I got Dredge either for free with Games with Gold or with Xbox Game Pass, or for like $5. I genuinely can't remember. And then I got the DLCs for full price, but I used Microsoft Rewards points, so I paid no money because I'm cool and based like that. I don't think they sell a bundle. Like, when you load up the game with the DLCs installed, it says Dredge Complete Edition, but there is no version of that I could find to just buy. Like, it isn't listed on, like, the Wikipedia or anything like that. Maybe that's just because the game only came out last year, so maybe they'll put all of it on a disc later. Maybe there's more DLC coming, I don't know, but that's what I know of for now. Total time was... Do you remember what I told you last night?
I think you said 30.
Probably about 35 to 40 hours for full game and both DLCs. The only achievements I don't have is I haven't caught like all fish and all aberrations of all fish and all the exotics.
How close are you to that? Kinda? Mostly?
I think I have maybe 15 to 20% of like the total like codex to fix.
Wow.
But all quests are done, all side quests are done. I have all endings. There are multiple endings. I have a butt ton of money, so that's not a problem anymore. I have fully upgraded all my stuff. Both DLCs are done. So now I'm just cruising and just dumping out some exotic chum and getting some weird looking fish.
So now you're enabling dad mode to just fish and find all the fishes.
Yes, but also if you enable dad mode, it does take away some fishes because some fishes are evil. They're bad. Like there are aggro fishes. Actually, most of the fish are pretty aggro. Again, Lovecraftian horror, but not Lovecraftian in like the what if God was really big and hated you, but more like what if God was a big squid and hated you. So you know how it is. This was like absolute A tier. Like it's not voice acted, which I think is my only real criticism. I could think of ways to make it more thorough or longer or more like scary or whatever, but it does exactly what it wants to do. It's fun. I think the game's full price is like $20 or $30, so definitely worth it on that front. It's probably available on every type of like subscription service you can find. I believe it's on all platforms as well. It runs really well. I had no technical problems at all, like whatsoever. No crashing, no frame rate drops, no bugs, no glitches. Flawless performance, honestly. Like it's not as flashy as something with, ultra mega realistic look at the pores on his face type graphics, but the art style works perfectly for what it is and zero difficulty running it on my Xbox Series X. A tier. Like I would do some things different, but they would be in addition to. I wouldn't change any part of the game really, which is rare for me because I'm a whiny bitch. So this is from the games of this year. This is one of the top ones by a long shot. It's been an absolute blast. Next month is Spooky Month. I'm going to be playing Vampire with a Y, and we're gonna watch Werewolves Within, which is a horror comedy, which apparently isn't horrible.
That's based on a game?
I think it's a mobile game, but yeah.
Ooh. All right.
Jacob has no fucking clue what he's doing.
I downloaded Until Dawn. We'll see if I play it.
I believe in you. Make it spooky. Let's go.
All year I've been thinking to myself, you should play Alien Isolation for Spooky Month.
You should have. But you have been playing horror games all year, so...
All year!
So, okay, fine, whatever.
My caffeinated heart needs a break of some sort.
Fair enough. You know who doesn't need a break? Us, from getting money from our patrons over at patreon.com/dimecomicbros network. We like money to buy games, even though I use my Microsoft Rewards points to get Xbox games.
Use Bing, we understand.
Because I'm fucking cool. I'm like Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man using Bing for all of my searches for fucking latex suits. Not latex, from spandex. I didn't mean to make it a kinky thing.
Well, it is now.
Fuck.
I've seen American Horror Story Season 1.
True. A big thank you to Caitlin and Jeff Lorenz for shoving some money in our direction. Yeah. It helps with the random bullshit that we get up to on this show. If you want to help support this show, go do that and give us money. We have a bunch of different cool rewards like stickers and bookmarks. We're going to also be revamping our tiers pretty soon, so we'll have some new rewards and new configurations and stuff. You'll get your name shouted out. You get early access to all of our episodes when either of us aren't having a life crisis, which means episodes get delayed, which will hopefully be getting better. You also get exclusive access to Dime Comic Bros and Dime Gaming Bros Happy Hour, where almost every episode we crack open a drink, an adult bevy, or if you're me, Sober September, but still drinking beer, just a non-alcoholic beer, which I
don't know how to feel with you drinking non-alcoholic beer. Like, can I crack a beer now that you're sort of drinking but not really? I don't know.
You can always do
I've been trying to do Sober September with you, at least when you're here. And
when you're here. That's like I want to not abuse my wife, like, but at home, like,
right,
when we're outside, like,
it's fine.
Yeah,
it's in public.
But I don't want it to be domestic abuse when we're like domestic at home. I want it to be external abuse. We'll crack open a drink, talk about random stuff. It could be additional game reviews, ranting about Knuckles being Ugandan or whatever old dead meme we're still talking about. Could be anything.
But does Shadow get a gun?
Shadow might get a gun.
I honestly hope he picks up a gun and goes, oh no, and just throws it away. Like, just give me the joke. Make a nod toward it, please.
But I'll take that and double it. He picks up the gun and he does gun fu for about 3 seconds because it's a Keanu Reeves John Wick reference. I'm fucking smart. I should have written that movie for sure. Yeah, we'll just talk about random bullshit, and that is exclusive to our Patreon.
We do actually put thought into it, though. We come up with prompts that, like
maybe 50% of the time.
Cringe speed dating icebreakers.
True. So, yeah, sometimes we literally pull up, like, actual speed dating icebreakers.
But it makes for good conversations.
It does.
She's actually my wife.
That is also true. What animal should run the government? Random stuff like that, or it could just be other nerd stuff that we didn't want to include in the main show. Also, subscribe to our
half-completed projects, because that never, ever happens.
That definitely doesn't happen. Also, subscribe to our Substack at substack.com/dimecomicbros network. For our main show, Jacob puts a lot of effort into it. On this show, I'm a lazy piece of shit, and I still haven't gotten back to doing that, but I'm really hoping I can try. But also, do or do not, there is no Yoda, yeah, maybe I'll do it, or I won't, JK. But we put, in general, on the whole, collectively,
I put effort into it.
The union that is this job,
me,
puts a lot of effort into the Substack, and the support is appreciated. It's free, it's an email newsletter, it just helps us know, like, who actually watches our shit.
But also, it gives you, like, a mental image of, like,
pretty pictures.
What we're talking about, and you can see the cover and be like, oh, I've seen that book in the store. And he said, it's good, I should buy. And
then you can see the names that we very commonly butcher.
Yeah.
Or just the sentences we butcher, where we're like, oh, that was a bad article. The scripts get included. Yes. Next week, from when this is uploaded, it will be you and I and Colin for Dime Comic Bros talking about Deadpool 2. And that'll be a blast, because dick jokes. And cocaine. And Domino is hot as fuck.
I was really bummed that she didn't really do anything or show up.
She didn't show up at all.
In Deadpool.
None of the new characters from 2 were in Deadpool and Wolverine.
So sad.
Much lame.